Hi guys, my name is Medeea Petrovan. I am from Romania, from Brașov, and I want to thank Vicky for this opportunity to share some ideas with you. Actually, I have to be honest with you, it's 2 o'clock in the morning in my city now. I just finished my agenda for today, but since I promised that I'm going to share my ideas with you until Tuesday morning, then I wanted to record this now. So I have a list of questions. I'm going to go through each and every one of them, and I just read them roughly before starting this video, and maybe because there are a lot, I'm going to combine some of them and try to answer as short as possible, even though I think each and every one of us could talk at least 1 hour for each and every one of them. So, can you describe what you're currently doing for work? Well, that's that's a very hard question for me because I'm doing a lot of things actually, and I cannot distinguish between my work and volunteering and a lot of projects that I'm doing for community. But the main activity that I'm doing is business consultancy. So I work in European funding consultancy, both in writing projects in order to attract funding for different businesses in my city and in Romania, and also implementing projects that have been funded through European funding consultancy. This is not my single activity. Actually, I also work in management consulting and project management consulting. And at the end of last year, after taking my last needed certificate, I started my own business in accounting and tax consulting services. So I'm trying to grow my career now, because I'm 26 years old, so we are all growing at this age. But this is mainly what I do in my work. For the volunteering and other kinds of projects that I'm developing, maybe I'm going to talk a bit later on other questions. So the next question is, what has been the career path to where you are now? And if it's possible, then I'm going to link this one with the next one, which is, did you know you have a talent or a vocation since you were very young that helped you to being determined to do something? And you know, maybe each and every one of us could talk for at least 2 hours about the career path that we had in our lives. And I remember I was, if you can imagine, I studied classical guitar for 8 years. So I've been in the School of Arts. But since I was a little child, I was always helping my mother. She had a little clothing store, and each and every time she was bringing new products for her store, and I was very enthusiastic and trying to help her out to sort everything and to manage everything and to put a price on everything and calculate profits for everything. So when I was in the Musical Olympics, when I was 13 years old, and I said, my life has to go on that way. So I was very determined to change this, and I worked very, very hard in that year. I studied maths a lot, because you can imagine that in the School of Arts we were not really focusing on maths. And I entered the High School of Economics. And when I entered this High School of Economics, then I said, okay, I want to become a manager of a bank, so I'm going to study hard and go to university for finance and banks. And this is actually what I did. I went for finance and banks as a university, but after an internship in a multinational company, I realized I will never ever going to work again there. It's just not for me. Of course, we can always try to find our place in this world, and my place is not in a multinational company. So what I did next to follow my path for what I'm doing now is I tried during university to get involved in each and every single volunteering opportunity I had. I went into various international experiences. I've been involved in ISEC, I've been a part of member in ISEC, I went through exchange, and I worked during university. Then I had a master's in accounting and audit, and when I was in master's, I already started to work in consultancy. Then I had a lot of trainings to take new certificates in my profession, and now I took all of them and I'm studying the second university. I'm in the third year of studying law right now and trying to find my time to create the path of my career from now on as well, because there are so many things to be done. So each and every one of us, we have a very interesting path in our career, and I didn't have a certain vocation or talent since I was little, but what I can tell you is that I always followed my inner voice, and I still sing, I still play the guitar, but I was always passionate about management and project management and numbers. So here I am, following this second passion that I have. Let's see the next one. Have you regretted any of your career decisions? That's a very interesting question. And actually, if you permit me, I'm going to link it with another one, which is, have you ever had a family or social pressures about your career? And something that affected your decision negatively or positively. And I wanted to link those two together because it's very interesting. In the School of Arts where I've studied, my father was my own classical guitar teacher. And all the teachers and professors in the school were always with eyes on me like that. Like, you have to study very well, you have to make your father proud. And that was a very, very negative social pressure on me, I have to admit. I always knew I had to be the best. I always lived my life with the fear of not disappointing my father. And actually, maybe that was another reason for making me want to change something in my life. If I regretted something, I do not regret anything. But maybe I would have loved to travel more and to have at least 1 year of studying abroad. But you know, that was my path. I knew I could never afford in that time to study abroad, and I tried to cover this lack of experience of studying abroad with a lot of international projects and volunteering experiences and various jobs that I had before. And I don't regret it, but if you have the chance of studying abroad, then maybe it's the best chance and you should go for it. Let's see what's next. What does success mean to you? Oh, a very beautiful question. What does success mean to you? You know, guys, when you go to sleep, you have that moment before going to sleep, and it's that moment when you are the most honest with you, and you know deep inside if you are happy or not. And if you go to sleep being happy, being I don't know, okay with you and okay with others, in balance with yourself and in balance with your life, then I believe you are successful. I believe being successful is finding the balance between you, between your personal and professional life, and doing what you love while doing something meaningful and helping others and making others happy while you being happy. Success is about being authentic with yourself and try to listen to your inner voice, no matter what the consequences will be, because believe me, on long term, it's going to be okay. Trust me, it's going to be okay. What did you study in university correspond with what you're doing right now? Everything. So I've studied finance and banks. Yes, accounting, management, taxation, everything that I've studied in university, I I'm very lucky because I'm actually practicing what I've studied, and it's a great feeling when I'm meeting my professors and now we're talking from one to one about some issues. Then how do you apply that in real life and how do you apply that in your business? And it's a very interesting thing. So I'm lucky. I'm applying almost everything I've studied in university. What was the most useful thing you've learned in internships or classes that helped you in the most of your career? Oh, the most important thing I've learned. I had an excellent scholarship in a multinational company here, and I went to work with them for some months. And of course, I had various internships. And before getting my new job, I understood something, and it's a very important thing. First, you need to learn. First, you need to develop skills. First, you need to become the best in what you do. And only after you can have financial expectations, okay, from an employer. So that is something most of youth are not conscious about. I've seen even friends of mine who are going and saying, oh, I've finished university, now you have to pay me because I have a degree. No, that's not how things work in real life. First, make sure you bring added value wherever you are, whatever you do. And I guarantee you that you are going to be recognized and everything is going to be fine. So the most important thing that I've learned is before asking for anything, make sure you bring added value in what you do. Have you had a professional mentor that has guided you or helped you to make career decisions? I cannot think of a certain person, but I could think of each and every single person I have met in this life. For me, I truly believe that we can learn from each other a lot. And each and every person I met in this life was like an open book for me, and I had a lesson to learn from each and every one of them. And what I can say is that I attended every single training I had the chance to. I think I have hundreds of trainings attended, and every trainer I met, every session I attended, if you can take at least one idea from each and every one of them, can you imagine what a beauty is there? So I don't have a specific person, but I'm really grateful to all of the people who were and still are in my life, because we are the sum of our experiences of the people that we meet. So, yeah. Would you say your job makes you happy? Yes, my job makes me real happy. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it, that's for sure. Do you think being passionate about your job is essential to be good at it? Well, it is essential as long as you want to make it sustainable. You can become very good at something, even though you don't like it, but you're not going to stay there forever, because you won't have the energy. So if you want to make it sustainable, then make sure you love what you do, okay? Do you think being passionate about your job is essential to be good at it? So, same, okay? What kind of impact has your job? Wow. I want to believe this. I hope it's true. I want to believe this, and this motivates me a lot. I want to believe that I have a little contribution in making dreams come true, because I help startups, because I help businesses to grow, because I help them buy new equipments, building new buildings, through the investment funds that they bring into their businesses. And I don't know, I want to believe we have that kind of impact, and it really keeps me motivated. How important has the social impact of your job been for you in your career? Maybe it has been the most important. And you know what? Because whatever you do, no matter what field you are in, it's all about people. It's not about money, it's not about management, it's not about numbers, it's about people. Whatever you are going to do, you are going to work with people. So make sure that you make it valuable and you make it count. And again, I remember you of added value. As long as you're going to bring added value, then everything is going to be just perfect. Feeling that you make a difference in society through your work, can it or has it been a motive sufficient enough to choose or stay in your job? Yes, it's the same question. So it's very important to have a social impact, to have an impact through what I'm doing. But you know, it's not enough. If I think right now, I would say that it's not enough, because you as a person, you will always try to find an added value for you as well. So stay in a job, at least at our age, stay in your job as long as you can learn something new every day. The day that you're going to say, oh, I have done this before, I have seen this before, I have seen this before, then you have to change something. You have to move, you have to enlarge your comfort zone, you have to do something new, you have to move. Because it's not sufficient just to create an impact for others, but to be in balance with yourself, meaning creating impact for yourself as well. Okay. Last two questions. Do you find you can balance between the work that you love and the hobbies that you love? Yes, I can. And that's because one of my biggest hobbies is volunteering, as I said. And I'm trying to involve each and every single minute I have left in my free time in giving something back to the society, because the society helped me become what I am today. So my hobbies are getting involved in projects. I'm president of one NGO here. I'm the future co-president of Rotaract Romania and Republic of Moldova. Maybe you've heard of it. It's the youth part of Rotary. And being involved in various community initiatives here. Also, I love mountains. I love reading about spirituality. I love singing. I love people. I love a lot of things, for sure. And I'm very lucky because what I do is balanced with what I love to do. What sacrifices have you had to make to excel in your work? A lot. Nothing comes without sacrifices. That's for sure. I remember when I was in university, I was waking up at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I was having classes until 2 p.m. and then I was going to ISEC and other volunteering activities until 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. And during this time I was always going to the library and studying also for 2 or 3 hours, and then from 8 p.m. to 10 or 11 p.m. I had a job. I was working in insurance, in sales, in whatever I could to be sure I have enough money to sustain my my development, my professional development. But it was worth it. Every single minute I've been involved in volunteering was worth it, and every single job that I had was worth it, because it taught me something new, because it helped me develop new skills, because it made me a little bit of what I am today. So nothing in this world that is meaningful enough, nothing is coming without sacrifices and a lot of work and a lot of perseverance. But in the end, you create added value. In the end, you're happy with yourself. In the end, you're happy by helping others. And I think what success means, at least for me. So thank you again for giving me the chance of sharing these ideas with you. I wish you greatest luck in everything you do. And who knows, maybe we're going to meet in Brasov